everyone.
Hi,
Welcome to our podcast.
I'm Too,
And it's your girl T.
and we are here today to talk about phases and stages.
Yes.
T, girl, I'm 50.
Girl, I know because I had a time. You are.
Yes, 50. I have entered into a new phase and stage of my life. But I will tell you that all of the stages that I have gone through in this phase that I'm in right now, I feel so prepared to walk through the rest.
And so what do you think has prepared you so, you know what I'm saying? What has happened in your past to make you feel this way?
So just accepting whatever has happened, whatever is, and what's going to be. Just accepting that and just knowing that I have very little control of my own destiny. I put it in God's hands.
That's funny you should say that because I'm not 50. But my thing would be very, very similar because like in my past, you know, I governed my actions based upon things that occurred in my past.
Absolutely.
Trying to fix my present based upon mishaps in my past. And I find that does not work at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What God has in store, basically what you said, it will be.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's important to make the most of it.
Yeah. And I just think about, as I went through all of my phases in life and thinking about currently, like the children that, we are stakeholders over. We can't ignore their needs, their feelings, their positions. We have to accept them for where they are, and we have to think about ourselves in those phases because, of course, as we grow older, we learn more. We don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I'm still figuring it out. And like you said, you govern your life based upon the things that you have been through, and you kind of work it out through that. I do believe that, as adults, you tend to believe that you have the most background, most information, and more experience, but that's not always the case.
Because as they say, life be lifing,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know, you never know, like the control portion of it. You think you have control until life hits you, and it's just happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And people, I'm sorry, that was a mishap.
Yeah, keep going.
But, when we try to influence other people, like younger people, have we been through those same experiences that they've been through to help guide them? Or are we just trying to control, to steer them in the direction that we want them to go in?
And I would say, no, we may have not been in all of the types of situations that they are in. But I don't look at it as control. I don't want to ever feel, because I remember myself. I always put myself in their shoes. I was rebellious as a young girl. I that was me, and I would buck if I thought someone was trying to control me. So what I do is question, like, if you think about what's going on right now, how are your actions making your situation better? Mm-hmm. If I think, I'm not gonna just come out directly say I don't think this is a good idea for you. I ask them questions to get them to. It's kind of the same way that I do with my own kid, my self-parenting techniques that I do with my own kid, because I remember how I was, and I don't want to make anyone else feel that way. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I guess it is good to remember where you came from and apply certain things, but going back to what I said before, it's never to have that mindset and move in fear. Right. Maybe that's what I would say I learned.
I do believe as your children are growing and, they're learning new things that they have not experienced, you do want to make sure that you are tightening the reins as much as possible to help steer them. But as they come into their own and they start to realize certain things, I think as a parent, we have to gauge, okay, well, where can we loosen the reins? Where can we, allow them to explore a little bit more and to better understand for themselves. I haven't, like you said, whenever you felt like you were being controlled, you would buck because you did not want anybody to control you. I'm the same way, but I feel like comparing my parenting to my mother's parenting, I felt like I was a little bit less strict in certain areas once they came into their own.
Mm-hmm. And I can see that. And I always say, it sounds bad, but manipulation is key. You always want to question, drop little hints here and there to make someone, the child feel as if they're arriving there on their own. When in actuality, you might have, the idea of where he or she should, the way he or she may or should be moving. Mm-hmm. But once again, if I come out and just say, do X, Y, and Z, it's gonna feel like they're controlled again. Mm-hmm. So having a conversation, making them know that their opinions, their thoughts, their feelings are valued. I see you as a human being, and maybe let's think about what should your next steps be. Giving them reign over their next moves. Mm-hmm. Ownership of the whole situation.
Yes,
and that's what I think plays a big part in moving forward successfully. But I am by no means a professional in that. You got more in that. I got 1, 2, 3.
Not exactly. I think that every phase of their lives, I grew in my own. Mm-hmm. So when you think about the teenage years and transitioning into the 20s, my 20s were a lot different from your 20s. Mm-hmm. In my 20s, I was a parent. Like I had 3.
I've only always had 1. I was a parent in my 20s, but I was one and done.
But I was from teenage into 20s, I was full-blown parent. And so I was growing with them. I was actually growing as a person, as an adult, as a woman, while parenting, all at the same time.
And can I take a moment to commend you for that? Because me as a 23-year-old with my first child, that was a lot. And a husband and all of that, that was a lot.
It was a lot.
So I can only imagine with 3 littles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all wonderful.
Whew.
They're all wonderful.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Because I didn't know what I was doing.
But you did. You did what you did.
I figured it out.
You did what you did. You did what you did.
I figured it out. And they didn't know. Bless their little hearts. They didn't know. But think about 20s now. I have a 20-something right now. I have a couple of 20-somethings, and just thinking about, how their thoughts are. Mai has the world figured out. She has the world figured out. And I'm okay with her believing that she has the world figured out because she's moving according to, her feelings, her belief systems, and what she thinks is right for herself. And she hasn't done wrong. So I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. But I love watching how she moves in comparison to the way that I had to move. Yeah. Let's reflect on your 20s.
My 20s were eating up. So I married my high school sweetheart at the age of 21, 22. Had my son at 23. So I was a mom. I became a teacher at the same time, graduated college. I became a teacher right before I got married. So I was responsible. My motto has always been work hard, play hard. So even when I was in college, it was, I'm going to get all of this out of the way so that when I reach a certain age, I can play. But when I reached that age, I had a whole different set of responsibilities. Yeah. Which I don't regret because, to be honest with you, I play. I play now. I play when I need to play. I definitely take care of my responsibilities. I think my son is growing into a wonderful young man. He's doing well. We are doing well together. But I've learned balance. Before, as a woman in my 20s, I had no balance. So it was rough. It was rough. But I have a wonderful child. I only stopped at 1 because I strongly believe that parenting or being a parent is like the biggest responsibility that one can have, and I don't take the job lightly. I feel like if I had more children, that would be too much on my plate. I wouldn't be able to move how I want to move. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't be able to move how I want to move. We're enjoying life. You know, I have no complaints. And I thank God for it all. Thank God.
You are in your 30s.
In my 30s.
You are at a stage where you are getting your child ready for the real world. And he's doing really well. You've done a fantastic job. I've watched him since he was, what, 4?
Pre-K4.
4?
Yeah.
And, you know, now he is a teenager.
10 years. Oh my God, 10 years. Yes.
And just thinking about, you know, you're in your 30s and me being in my 30s as a mom, as a teacher, you know, having to go to parent conferences, having to take them to sports, having them, you know, to go to birthday parties on the weekends, all of this running to and fro. And I know you're in that stage right now with him being in band, is a lot on your plate right now. And even with the care of your mom. So you're going through that phase where you are now trying to once again find a balance.
But I will say this. Early on, because I am divorced. He was with me for so many years, which made life easy when it needed to be in that way. Mm-hmm. Now I believe that it is the right time for him to be off. It's an adventure, to be honest. I'm excited to be at the parades and to see him play, to see him blossom. You know, him playing for battle at the bands and all that stuff. I'm ready. Mm-hmm. You know, so I think timing is everything, and I'm fine with that being my new. Mm-hmm. You know, when it comes to my mom, that's my new baby. Yeah. But I'll tell y'all, we had a conversation yesterday, and I was just saying, you are the best partner I could ever hope for. And she was like, don't say that, you have a husband. I'm like, not in that sense, but I've been married and it wasn't an ideal marriage. I still felt like a single mom. Mm-hmm. So for me to be able to say, you know, I need this for him, I need that for him, and I don't necessarily have to ask anyone, but someone is going to just do it just because they're around and they see their need. That need, yeah. That relieves a lot. That is. You know, if I say I want to go out with the girls, you know, you don't go ahead, go enjoy yourself. I don't have to, you know, I have that. I appreciate that. And I think that's something else that helps me to push through. That's why I don't like taking advantage.
And that's awesome. I believe that, you know, right now in my phase is just trying to, okay, I have all this freedom. What am I going to do with it?
You know, me too. All right, let's go. I'm down, baby. You don't even have to explain it to me. I'm there.
We have this calendar that we created with happy hour, you know. And so I think that for us right now is just ensuring that we stick with the balance that we've created between work, home life, and our time. And I know that, you know, once we settle things and make sure that it happens, we'll be fine. I love this phase of our lives.
I love it for us too. I'm not complaining. To be honest with you, I have never felt the way that I feel in my 30s. I have never. Mm-hmm. This is the best time of my life, and I thank God for it.
Yes, this is the best time of my life as well. You know, my children, they still need me. I have to tell myself that. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't think, okay, I'm free, because eventually I'm going to be a grandma if the Lord says the same. So I have to prepare myself for those times. But until then, what we gonna do? Cheers.
Oh Lord.
So, looking forward, there are so many things that we want to do. You know, we want to build our brand. We want to travel. We want to have fun. What are some other things?
We want to enjoy life.
Period.
Have peace while enjoying life. So however that looks, I'm with it, to be honest with you. I feel like life is too short. You blink your eyes and it's like, it was just Thanksgiving yesterday. Now we're in January.
And it's almost halfway through January.
Almost halfway through. So
I don't like the way it's moving.
We
so
don't
fast.
have time to waste.
No.
Hence the reason we're here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So what are some things that you would like to do, like to learn, like to explore?
So something that we were just discussing, photography.
Yes.
I have been getting into that world. I've been exposed to it in a number of different occasions, most recently at your party, and just to see how the photographer was on the scene capturing the best moments for people and their loved ones, I believe that's something that's profound, to be able to touch people, and because that's close to people's hearts, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So everything that I want to explore, I want to have an impact on others. It's not going to just be for myself.
Right.
And I think that would be an interesting way to do that. And fun, you know? Fun.
Yes. And I totally agree, because I have been having camera equipment and taking pictures for as long as I can remember. And when we were setting up for the party, my cousin Brittany said, I remember when we were younger, you always had a camera. Like, I have millions of pictures of everybody at every phase of their lives, and doing that is something that I love to do, taking pictures. I love selfies,
you do. She does. She really does.
So I think that will be a great adventure.
I think you rubbed off on me when it came to all of that, to be honest with you, because I never used to be into, but it makes a difference, like to have those memories pop up on your phone. It's like, oh, and we need to get to do this again, It reminds you.
Yeah.
It grounds you. Makes you come back when you're too into work, you know?
Yes. So look forward to Too&Tee Studios.
Yes.
So another thing I want to learn to do is makeup. Like, just getting my makeup done those last few times just made me feel like a totally different person. I know we're beautiful as we are. I understand that. However, makeup allows us to highlight and just accentuate the beauty. And I want to learn to do that. So I look forward to our girls' day when we can go and learn how to do our makeup.
And we can't wait to share it with y'all. It's going to be a time.
So exciting.
It's going to be a time.
What's something else that you like to do?
Something else that I think that I would be interested in. I think that I would be interested in something else that you actually have exposed me to.
What's that?
I think I'm starting to like to be in the kitchen a little more. I don't want to say it. But we have plans for kitchen renovations. Yes. Because to be honest with you, the part that I dread the most is cleanup. But I like, for Christmas and Thanksgiving, I made the seafood lasagna. I like the response. People, oh, that seafood lasagna was good. Yeah. Y'all tell me I know my stuff good. I enjoy being able to prepare the food for my family, because I prepared it and brought it for my grandmother for Thanksgiving, and then I did a little spread for Christmas. That was nice. My mom can't. It's like, okay, a lot of people have been talking about Christmas doesn't. The holidays aren't hitting the same anymore, and that's because we're in charge of it. I think that's another reason why I'm kind of growing into it. I'm not a little anymore. It's my time, to take over and make stuff happen. So I have been dibbling, dabbling, and getting in the kitchen a little bit more. So
what's exciting me is I can't wait to get your new kitchen together. I'm so excited about that. I want to.
It's gonna be an experience.
It's gonna be an
experience.
I am ready to help you design that dream kitchen.
And you know what? I am so excited that I have someone that's so excited to help me, because I don't know what to do.
I don't know completely what to do. But we about to figure it out. I have experience in the area of just designing a blank space, but like we have to reno. Like that's different from starting from just blank. we have to kind of like look at where plumbing is, existing plumbing and things of that sort, and working around. But I'm excited to learn how to do that because I don't want to just stop there once we're done.
And you know, that's also in the field of, you know, putting your hand on touching something and making it grow into something.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know.
So we have so many things in store, and I'm so excited for it all. And we would love to share this journey with you all.
And keep in mind that this was our first video, but we promise we're gonna loosen up.
Yes, we're gonna loosen
We're
up.
gonna get it together.
Stop holding my hands on you.
Because I'm like this and
This is so unnatural.
but we're good.
Yes, we have so much to show you. We have so much to share with you. So we look forward to more adventures.
And it's gonna be a time, y'all.
It's gonna be a time. So thank you for watching, Too.
And T. And see y'all next time.
See you next time.